Hello YouTube land, my name is Kesselkid, and today we're going to be playing some Path of Exile. I'm going to be showcasing the Vortex Occultist that I have, all Path of Building down below in the description. I'll answer any questions, etc, etc, feel free to ask them. This character just got to level 97, and it's doing pretty good. So this is a tanky, yet powerful Vortex Occultist. By tanky, I mean full block, max block chance. Powerful, about 1.5 Sirus, or 1.5 million Sirus DPS. We're just going to go over some of it and see how well it works. I opted to go for Vortex cooldown recovery speed here. As you guys saw when just me dashing, things have been happening. That's because, again, trigger a socketed spell when you use a skill, Orb of Storms, Stormbrand, and Frostbomb. The auras that I'm using are Hatred, Malevolence, Clarity, Aspect of the Spider, and Discipline. I only have 79 mana, but it doesn't matter. I can literally just hold it down and things serve just fine. So I'm going to go over a quick map just to showcase what this build feels like, and note that I don't have any, just note my flasks. So the only unique flask that I have is Roomies. You can obviously go for, the good flasks, but this is all that I needed. And I just roll all 5 of them and just do my thing, right? So yeah, so let's just get started. Keep in mind with Vortex, the damage is a little interesting. You don't have to actually obviously stay in the area, and it's not like they overlap or anything. So you can kind of just walk around and not really pay attention after you drop it. In most cases, things go down in 1, unless I can't find the thing that's... There it is. Okay, sorry, I couldn't see the thing that was causing the invulnerability there. In most cases, things die with just 1 tap. If they need more, I always have the Cold Snap on hand. Again, I'm just kind of showcasing how fast this build is. It's okay. I primarily play a walking simulator for the most part with it. I don't usually use my dashes unless I need to use them defensively. This has done Sirus 8. This does do Simulacrum Wave 20 with Kosis on it just fine. It's defensive, sure, but it does have 1.5 million Sirus DPS. Keep that in mind. I just saw a unique item and I went for it. I don't usually pick up unique items for the most part. Well, depending on what they are anyway, obviously. This build does have, like I said, much tanky. I'll go over that as well again a little bit. I'm just going to pick up that map. Okay, so here we are. We'll just do that. Need more mana. Yes, yes. If at any point I need a Ball Discipline to regain my energy shield in a tight situation, I have it pretty much on demand. Just gonna finish it off and fast forward. So there you have it. I was never in any real danger whatsoever. 24 Simulacrum is pretty respectable for a fast run like that, and actually keep in mind I never used my Vol Discipline, so I could use that whenever. I also had Vol Cold Snap, which adds a lot of extra damage, as well as on top of another Cold Snap. It was pretty easy peasy. So how am I so defensive? I was basically not in any danger there to the point where I didn't even need to use Vol Discipline whatsoever. So let's get started with the energy shield. There it is. Recover 5% energy when you block. Done. Max block really helps out with that. This was a very lucky corruption on my part, which is probably why I can reach 1.5 to 2 million Shaper DPS, or Sirus DPS. Feel free to check out the Path of Building for the final numbers. But I managed to hit a pretty nice corruption on this, and I'm pretty damn happy with it. If I want more damage, I can always go for the Vortex increased damage instead of cooldown recovery speed, but I like to just map while just standardly walking fast and dropping things and just keep going until I go for the Simulacrum Splinters, as you guys can see. I usually farm up a decent amount and then just run 5 Simulacrums in one session and kind of go from there. I've not had any issues with dying over the last, I'd say, 4 levels? 5 levels? It was really rare. I think the last time I died was level 93, and it was during a Sirus 8 fight, and it was just a botched fight. I'm not the greatest at that fight, but I mean, I can do them. It's just, yeah. Anyway, pretty easy peasy overall. Let's go over some of the defenses. I overcapped, obviously, on some things. I don't need 134% fire resistance. I could definitely make that less and then focus on other things. Chaos resistance is 39%. So again, if I find something that has fire resistance, instead I can switch it. I don't think I have anything that's on hand, just fire resistance now. So I'd have to look for it in other places and just, you know, keep making my equipment better. This is by no means the best in slot. This could probably go up to about 13,000 energy shield respectively while keeping all of its damage. Yeah, block chance is pretty decent, especially with that up. So almost full block on everything, including spell block, but not quite. So spell block can be probably increased in several different ways, but for now, I haven't really felt the need to. Again, it's overall a good build. I don't know what else I could say. This is probably going to be one of my shorter videos. But going over everything, I've pretty much completed the Atlas with this. I'm currently farming burial chambers. So how many burial chambers do I have? Because I am actually over-sustaining on burial chambers. Where are those? Am I blind? No, 14, right? Yeah. So I have 18. I started off with like 5 or 6 and still over-sustaining, so it's kind of nice. Run simulacrums on my off time. I do conquerors. I actually just recently grabbed Hunter's Exalted Orb. Actually, that should probably be 1.8 exalts. And I've been starting to grab a bunch of Chayula Charged because those are really good value. I find them better value than pure Chayulas. So, and they're cheap this league. So I'm using those up. We're probably going to be going to maybe level 98. But I also have an Aurabot that I kind of want to level up. And it's easiest to do the Chayulas with that because there's usually other people and they have the damage, etc., etc. Anyway, this build is probably one of my favorite builds. It's probably one of more tankier builds. Aside from maybe the next video, which I'm going to be releasing soon, Cospreys, ES-based Cospreys. But this build is pretty fun. And if it wasn't for this little piece right here, the rest of it is craftable and or the bases are purchasable pretty easily. Vortex base was, I think, 1x when I purchased it like a couple of weeks back or even maybe a month ago. The base was annoying. It was 2 exalts when I purchased it just because I think this was 84. So this would have probably been 1 exalt. And I crafted that. I purchased this one for, I think, 3 exalts. But overall, you're looking at like under maybe 15 exalts for this whole entire build. Again, this corrupt, it's nice, but I just got it recently. I did not need it whatsoever for the damage. It's just there. It's great. It increases the damage quite a bit, mind you. It goes from, I think maybe like a 30% increase just for that corruption. But overall, this build is nice. I don't know what else I could say. Curse enemies with Frostbite is very, very lucrative. You will have some issues with attributes. So you want to find a ring that has a lot of dexterity and B, a lot of strength. And then, for example, with the cluster jewels, you'll want to look at things that fill out your resistances, if you can. And in my case, I needed more dex, so I had dex on that as well. For the ones that you use, so I'll go over that. So here we have your large jewel. Vengeful Commander, really not useful at all whatsoever. Hatred, obviously, is nice. It does give probably maybe a 3 to 4% increase in damage. This one is really nice. Cold damage over time multiplier. And widespread destruction just for the area of effect plus extra elemental damage is always nice. Here you're basically going for Vile Reinvigoration and Brush with Death, Vile Reinvigoration and Circling Oblivion. This is nice. Quality of life. Another reason why I'm tanky is whenever I kill something, I gain 1% energy shield. Cool. And 1%, I mean, is like 117 energy shield on kill. And if it's a pack with 10, that's literally a tenth of your energy. Usually packs are like 30 or more. You're zooming. For the small energy, or for the small cluster jewels, you're looking at energy from naught. And those, because this is such a good jewel, you'll want ones that have 3 passive if you can. The reason why we're going for a large Thread of Hope here is so that we can pick up Breath of Rhyme, Heart of Ice. These 2 blocks and Arcane Focus, which again is really nice just for the increased energy shield. Later on, you could eventually just click on this or grab this energy shield, but it's just 6%. I'd rather have an extra 6% here. Again, cast speed, practical application, which is nice again for strength and dexterity because you're pretty starved on those two attributes. Intelligence, which is great because this gives you a lot of extra energy shield. I think this node alone gave me like an extra 300. Let's find out. An extra like 5, no, yeah, extra 400 or so. And although this one might seem a little weird, I prefer Wicked Ward because as soon as I start to regenerate energy shield, it's great. It's not interrupted anymore, and it'll just keep on going up, which is kind of like basically almost a little Vault Discipline, mini Vault Discipline or whatever. So the reason why we have this here is because we have Lethal Pride. This gives us chance to block spells and attacks are doubled, and we take 50% damage from blocked hits, but you know what? With almost 12,000 energy shield, you don't feel it. It is amazing. I did, like I say, have to use up this dex node. Let me just double check to see if I need to actually keep that. Because if I don't need to keep it, then that's great. I think I do. Yeah, 29 dex. Literally just made it below the radar on that one. So, oh, and this one's also pretty nice. Just chance to block spell damage while affected by discipline, extra cold damage while affected by hatred. This is a pretty decent and slightly expensive jewel. You don't really need the extra hatred. Mind you, it's very nice for damage. I mostly wanted it for the block spell damage. And does that actually go any higher? I can actually get that to an 8%, which would give me an extra 4% spell block if I were to divine it. And I have a decent collection of divine orbs. I could probably do that and get something much better than what I currently have, just for that little extra bit of tankiness. Anyway, this video was supposed to be a pretty short one, but it ended up being 12 minutes. I apologize for that. Anyway, if you have any questions down below, that was a really weird way of saying that. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And yeah, I'll reply to it. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like on the video, comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, guys, have fun.